Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Jaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Mudirayi Nashtaprayeshu Abatreshu Nityam Bhagavadasevayam Bhagavadim Uttama Slokim Bhaktim Bhavadir Naishtihi. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, Brahma's Prayers to Lord Krishna, Text 35-36. Canto 10, Chapter 14, Text 35-36. Text 35 doesn't have purport, therefore I'll read the sloka and the translation, then we'll go to 36. Yesham kosa nivashina udabhavan kim devaratitina Sito Vishwa Balat Balam Tot Aparam Kutrapi Ayan Mukhyadi Satvashat Ivapodanapi Sakula Tvam Evate Vapida Yattamartha Sukrit Priyatma Tanaya Pranayanayas Tvatkrite. Translation. My mind becomes bewildered just trying to think of what reward other than you could be found anywhere. You are the embodiment of all benedictions which you bestow upon these residents of the cowherd community of Vrindavana. You have already arranged to give yourself to Putana and your family members in exchange for discussing herself as a devotee. So what is left for you to give these devotees of Vrindavana, whose homes, wealth, friends, dear relations, bodies, children, and very lives and hearts are all dedicated only to you? Text 36. Please repeat. Davat rahadayastena Davat rahadayastena Davat karagrham grham Davat karagrham grham Tavan moho ankri nikato Tavan amoho ankri nikato Yavat Krishna nati jana Yavat Krishna nati jana Tavat nikhadaya stena Tavat rahadaya stena Tavat karagrham grham Tavan moko angri nikado Yavat Krishna nadi jana Tavat rahadaya stena Tavat karagrham grham Tavan moho angri nikado Yavat Krishna nadi jana Tavat, for that long. Raha adaya, material attachment and so on. Stena, thieves. Tavat, for that long. Karagrham, a prison. Grham, one's home. Tavat, for that long. Moha, the bewilderment of family affection, hungry upon their feet, Nigada, shekels, Yavat, as long as Krishna, O Lord Krishna, Na, do not become your devotees, Jana, any persons. Translation, please repeat. My dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotees, their material attachments and desires remain thieves. Their homes remain prisons. And their affectionate feelings for their family members remain foot shackles. Purport. Apparently, in the residents of Vrindavana, the abode of Lord Krishna are simple householders engaged in ordinary affairs such as herding house, cooking, rearing children, and performing religious ceremonies. However, all these activities are intensely engaged in the loving service of Lord Krishna. The residents of Vrindavana perform all activities in pure Krishna consciousness and thus exist on the most exalted platform of liberated life. Otherwise, the same activities performed without Krishna consciousness constitute ordinary bondage to the material world. Thus, one should not misunderstand the exalted position of the residents of Vrindavana, nor should one consider oneself highly religious simply because one performs ordinary domestic affairs very enthusiastically, but without Krishna consciousness. By focusing our passionate attachment on our family and society, we are completely deviated from the progressive path of Krishna consciousness. Conversely, if we engage our family in the loving service of the Lord, our endeavors to maintain our family become part and parcel of our progressive spiritual duties. In conclusion, by studying the extraordinary status of the residents of Vrindavana, we can see that the essential quality of their lives is pure Krishna consciousness, the rendering of loving service to the Lord without a trace of material desire or mental speculation. Such a loving service to the original personality of Godhead immediately creates the atmosphere of Sri Vrindavana Dhama, the kingdom of God. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishaya Samade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharne Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Deshadharine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Kadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. First of all, I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas here to be on the line of Parampara without any disturbance or contamination. Hare Krishna. First time I am seeing lot of instructions on the table. Good. It's a standard procedure. Long time everybody is following. Now let us come to this sloka. This is a very instructive sloka. This is a by Lord Brahma, prayer of by Lord Brahma. My dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotees, their material attachments and desires remain thieves. Their homes remain prisons, and their affectionate feelings for their family members remain food shackles. Most of us are grihasthas here. Are we in the what position we are now? We have to know. We are in the prison house. Or do we have lot of thieves? Or are we tied with the foot shackles? Three things Brahma is mentioning here. To whom? Until people become your devotees. This family life is, Prabhupada often tells, it's a concession for the conditioned souls. It is not really desired one, but the souls are conditioned. Therefore, for conditioned souls, there should be some way to progress in their positive way of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, this arrangement has been made by the Lord in the name of marriage and family life. Unless somebody understand this basic knowledge what for this family life or grihastha life is given, we cannot progress anywhere in spiritual life. Grihastha life is concession for the conditioned souls. We have to understand. We are not in a better position. We are really conditioned. Therefore, some concession is given. It is like simply we are several births we have undergone these type of feelings in our life. Water birth, not necessarily human birth. Therefore, it's very tough to give up these type of feelings, because even though we have changed the body, the mind, intelligence, ego, Sukshma Sharira is coming along with the soul. It carries the vasana or smell of all the previous lives. That's why without our understanding, without our knowledge, we get interested in the things. Even though in the child it doesn't appear, it's in dormant stage, sleeping stage. When the right stage comes, it pops up. It is by coming by previous birth. Therefore, we need to get this such a feeling. Slowly to get out of this feeling, how to get out it. Unless we don't know the process how to get out of these shackles or prison house, then how do we progress? This is like we are more addicted and we are more drunkard, like in the family life, several births, that feeling we are carrying over to this birth. How to come out? That's why Krishna has given this concession of family life for the conditioned souls. It is like similar to good example is somebody is a heavy drunkard. You cannot stop his drinking in a moment. He will go mad. Somebody who drinks continuously, you cannot stop him. Therefore, you take a doctor or consultant and tell him how to help him to progress, to give up this drinking. Then doctor advises him, first give him every day one time. Now he is irregularly drinking, continuously drinking. He is a mad. Please, now make him controlled. Give him maybe 2 times in the beginning, start with morning once, evening once. He will give, specifically this much amount he give, he will drink. After slowly medicine also will be parallelly will be given. Then after some time, reduce 1 time. then reduce once in a week. Or like that, the progress is going on. For a drunkard who is addicted, it's addict, who is where he cannot survive without drinking. For that person, this is a medical line, how to make him advance, get out of this condition of drinking. Similarly, Krishna has formed his family life. We are so conditioned, we are so addicted, we have taken over several births, the smell and feelings. Therefore, how to get out of that? Therefore, Krishna has made this concession of marriage. The soul which cannot survive without this feeling and condition without survive, let them marry. This is a concession systematically. He put lot of rules and regulations. Somebody asked Prabhupada that the rules and regulations of Grahastha life is so heavy, Prabhu, what to do? It's no use of marriage. And then Prabhupada told, yes, that's a no use, don't marry. That's so much strict rules. And Prabhupada tells such a way the marriage life is meant for creating progeny, Krishna conscious progeny. There is no other purpose he can use it. Such a strict condition. Sometime somebody has written a mail to Bhanu Maharaj, what are the better days for conceiving and all those things. Maharaj calculated, give a big list, I had the mail I think. In a month at least it ended up in 2 days. That's why Prabhupada told once in a month, maximum. For the conceiving year, good progeny. Such a tight things. And this is only for progeny creation. What about other things? You have to take care of family, responsibilities, everything. It's not simple life. Responsibility of Grahastha life is very much important. They have to support all other ashramas and varnas. Because all other ashramas, they don't earn money. Therefore, your Grahasthas has given a concession to earn money and to cook food, varieties and all that. Therefore, you have to support all other things. If you don't do, it's gone. A Grahastha, after cooking his food and offering everything ready, he has to go out and call who are anybody is hungry. This is Shastra. And if they are hungry, they have to give them, feed them. Sadhus, old people, hungry people. Then all elders should eat in the house. Then finally ladies should eat. Finally the head of the family. He has to eat. Such a strict conditions. These are all part of the Grahastha life. So that you enjoy the family life, at the same time, you will be able to progress in the spiritual life also. Parallelly, you go ahead with your morning and evening prayers, duty, chanting, and Krishna consciousness, serving devotees, serving Lord, and all those things become part and parcel of this family life. Now, who knows about this family life? Family life means simply married life for enjoyment of sense gratification. That's why we all got into trouble. We are degrading further into lower levels. Therefore, Krishna consciousness is a purpose to progress the conditioned souls into little advancement. May not be better, but something better. This is the whole purpose this sloka is mentioning. Therefore, people become, unless they become your devotees, their material attachments and desires remain thieves. It's a very nice word. Thieves mean they are not external, they are internal. Thieves, they don't show their face externally. Similarly, these all desires and enjoyments and all those things, attachment, in the name of attachment or taking care or shelter, we enjoy the things. We forgot He is the one real well-wisher, Sugridam Sarva Bhutana. Really, Lord is the only well-wisher who can support all the people, including me. What to talk about? How can He support others? And maybe I may be supporting externally, but internally He is providing me the strength and empower me. Unless He empowers, how can I support anybody, help anybody? I am doing as a nimitta, as an instrument. Not that I am doing on behalf of Him. By empowering him. This feeling should be prevail in the family life. A family head should never feel he is supporting. He is doing as an instrument of the Lord. He has empowered, that's why you are doing. Then your attachment will be balanced. Your attachment will be towards Lord. Oh, because of His mercy, I am supporting my family, not because of me. Then your attachment will be redirected. Now attachment is directly to passionate. Family, wife, child, everything, you go mad. The family life nowadays is very, very horrible because their attachment is directly on the individuals, not on the... We are doing as an instrument. We cannot do directly any good without Lord's mercy. And similarly, we cannot regulate or control also. He is the one. Therefore, He is controlling. We have to help them. Therefore, the family life is a very big topic. That's why ISKCON, lot of discussions were going, lot of manuals are coming out for family life and all. But realization is different. Jnana is very easy. You can talk lot. But how to get in realization, in practical, that is very difficult. That's why if you can, this family life, these are all like a thieves. We have lot of desires in our heart. They are in a subtle way we have, but externally we show affection, responsibility, duty, and so many such things. We go on building so many facilities, so many things for the family, calling that it is my responsibility. But what is our ultimate responsibility? Parodharma. What is our ultimate responsibility? To give the Krishna consciousness. You give the Krishna consciousness, Krishna is going to protect. Even though you give all other facilities, because if you don't give Krishna consciousness, that will vanish in no time. In Prabhupada tells a nice story about in Pune, that Bajaj, many of you may be knowing, the Bajaj family went and gave the program. He tells in that time, one of the programs, the house, he's telling somebody, Bajaj's son is lost, and some well-wisher of that family, he takes the son and give him food, everything, shelter, everything. But how many days, how much he can give? As much Bajaj gave, he can give it? No. But what is the best solution? Take the child, bring back to his father, hand over to him. Then he will take care more, 100 times more than you. Same way, a devotee has to, if you like somebody, if you love somebody, if you have affection for somebody, take them to Krishna. Show the direction to Krishna, how to progress to Krishna. That is the family life. You can have family, you can have children, you can have anything, but you direct them everything to Krishna. That's a family life. Otherwise, the thoughts will become thieves and you will try to enjoy the sense gratification. And another point is telling their homes becomes prisons. Why prisons? You cannot, so many troubles will be in the prisons. You have to work hard, you have to do all these things. You don't have freedom. You are conditioned. Similarly, really in the family life, our condition is much more if it is material. Already, even in spiritual, we have material. We have condition. Even with all those things, spiritually also, if we continue in our life, we are conditioned. Because sometimes we are bewildered. Which is right, which is wrong. But in the case of materially, if you without Krishna consciousness, somebody leaves. It's a total prison. Karagriha. Karagriha means a dark prison house. It's like no help. Unless Krishna consciousness is there, it is totally dark prison house because all your activities will be controlled and tightened. No freedom. And every second, in the name of happiness, we will be suffering. Under illusion, we will be suffering. Therefore, it will become a prison house. And also, the family becomes, members remain foot shackles. That foot shackles mean chain tied to leg. All the family members will tie. You cannot move ahead. Like Prabhupada mentioned about that Sakuntala and Vishwamitra. After getting the child, Menaka, she leaves the child and goes. And Vishwamitra is trying to bring her back to take care of the child. Now she leaves. That's a condition. Prabhupada that mentions how family life is. So conditioned, you are now bound with the daughter. Vishwamitra doesn't know what to do with the daughter, small child. This material life, even the spiritual life, it's very tough. But Prabhupada's mercy, he has given this for most of us. Because, like I was telling the example, the doctor how it's concession giving, slowly the patient gives up the feeling for all the wrongdoings, drinking or something. Here also our attachment goes by systematic way of practicing devotional service and to continue our family life in a Krishna conscious way. Then it is easily possible for the soul to advance, to give up these attachments. Then really Krishna plays the major role in our family life. Then what Bhaktivinoda Thakur told will become true. Grihe tako, mane tako, sadahari, bhole tako. Very easily Acharyas have told all the concept. It doesn't matter, you marry a grihastha, be a grihastha, or be a anapasta or sannyasa or some brahmachari. Doesn't matter, sadahari, bhole tako. What does it mean? Always be Krishna consciousness. Then you are freedom. Then you are free. You are not bound by any of these food cycles, or it should not become prison house, or it not become, then doesn't mean without proper understanding. If you take the family life, thinking that is okay, I'll manage Krishna consciousness. It's a very tough. That's why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told it's a very tough job to be a family man. All the family man knows how tough it is. And it's therefore one should take extra energy, extra endeavor, extra, everything you need extra in the family life to maintain your spiritual life. For unmarried people, only one difficulty. For married people, thousands of difficulty. Therefore, it's better to balance one with one difficulty, not to carry over many difficulties. Okay, somewhat I got the things, by arrangement, by my vasana, by things I got into this life. Okay, let me live Krishna conscious way as best as possible. Ask the direction of the Lord. Okay, chant, do the prasad, do the things and offer. I know modern life is very difficult to practice Krishna consciousness. Still, let me try, let me give something, let me move them one step ahead. In the percentage, 1%, half percentage in Krishna consciousness, let me advance. Help them to advance. Let me also advance. Maybe next birth I may be 2%, 3%. They may be also follow. Help. The jiva is, the family life is such that the Krishna is giving some jiva on your responsibility to make them devotees, to make them Krishna consciousness. That is the purpose of family life. For Grahastha should take it. A family is given, wife and children are given for the purpose of progressing them to Krishna conscious life to some percentage at least. That is the purpose is given. The soul is given to you. It's a soul. Has entered the body as a son and daughter and wife, everybody is given responsibility to you. That responsibility we need to take. If you do all these things in a family life perfectly, then Bhagavad-Gita telling is true. Dharma aviruttho bodhesu kamashmi bhatashabha. Dharma aviruttho. What is the parodharma? Devotional self, Krishna consciousness. If you are not against the Krishna consciousness, Bodhi is all living entities. Dharma avirta bodhesu kamo, family life. Asmi, me, Bhardashva. I am the family life in all the living entities which are not against the Krishna consciousness. Make your life Krishna consciousness, then you're somewhat, we got into that. We progress ourselves, help others to progress, and support other ashramas and varnas to progress. It's a big job, big responsibility Krishna has given to you. Take that mode. Then your life is progressing. You can find some peaceful life Otherwise, it's every moment it is like a painful life. And every moment you are disturbed. Every moment you have thieves in your heart, which is always stealing your mind and energy and everything from away from Krishna. Then how can you be peaceful really and continue the family life? And how can you progress your own life, spiritual life? It is very much impossible when so many thieves are living in your heart. How to get rid of the thieves? Put Krishna inside. He will get rid of all the thieves. By chanting, by hearing Bhagavatam, talking to devotees, serving devotees, the thieves will run away. Then we will be able to really help ourselves and others also. We will be empowered by the Lord. Sitting inside our heart, He is going to empower us to progress and progress others also. Similarly, when you make everybody devotee in the house becomes a place for worship of Lord Krishna. Then how the trouble will come? Nahi kalyanakrit karshit durgadim tada kachadi. When somebody is doing devotional service, kalyanakrit, most kalyanakrit is devotional service. How durgadim, how bad things will come? Never comes. Krishna will protect, Krishna will support, Krishna will change. Okay, something may come, but over a period it will change because it is to purify us. A devotee takes it as a purifying. Therefore, the whole life is very, very sweet to become when you become the whole life, Krishna conscious life in the family. That way it will not become a prison house, and also and all the relatives that for their family members remain foot shackles. They won't tie you, they will release you, they will follow you, they will support you, they will become your full support, full path. Then it has become wonderful. That's the way family life should be constituted, and by that way you are able to come out of ultimately that feelings and pressure and desires which we have got through several births. Those things will be automatically vanished. This is a very secret of that family life. And this is for conditioned soul. Prabhupada many times he repeats, this is family life is for conditioned soul. Concession for conditioned soul. Prabhupada told concession. Everybody is using concession, not that it's really desirable. Means it's not desirable, but it's a concession. Otherwise that guy will die out of madness. Okay, let him give something and all those things with the rules and regulations. And that's why this family life very tough to understand. And because Maya is so powerful, and when you are trying your best, sometimes you will be drifting also. Sometimes you will drift, but doesn't matter. Continue with the strength. Pray to Him, take the mercy of the Vaishnavas, Lord and other things. By the strength we can progress. Even in the conditioned life, maybe some percentage, something which can help us to progress in the following lives. That is the way. And some souls are attached to us in the name of wife, children and other things, relatives and all those. Okay, help them also little. Those souls also little progress in their life. Maybe in the next life they may be, in this life they may, none of us may attain perfection. But Krishna's mercy, they may attain perfection. Therefore, this whole Krishna consciousness is so loving, so this way, every soul has opportunity. That's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. All other things, they are only for limited people, not for all the souls. But Krishna consciousness is for each and every soul. Each and every status they are living, doesn't matter. They will be progressing. They can live peacefully in this life also. They can live peacefully in the coming life also. Therefore, Brahma is really telling this place that the three things he is mentioning, who is not Krishna consciousness, is attachment becomes thieves, and his home become prison, and his relatives become foot shackles. Therefore, we have all got these three, but now how to get relief? Krishna consciousness. How we practice? Prabhupada has shown the way, tremendous way, and we need to follow very easiest way. And Prabhupada has made very simple. And prasadam, Krishna Nama, and what else you need? Continue, the life will progress and it will come. Also, Prabhupada was mentioning many places about family life, how to make it simple. And naturally, family life means expansion. Prabhupada has 3 means expansion. Naturally, you need to expand the facilities. But Prabhupada at the same time tells simple living, high thinking also. Because if you expand, there is no limit to the expansion. But if you start living simply, there is you can give time for high thinking, some spiritual progress and all those things. It is the very simple formula. Initially, it is little tough to follow, but if we make the life little simple, more Krishna conscious way, the life will become automatically simple. Because the taste in Krishna consciousness is very high, that will make all other things to lose the taste. This is a easier way, and the purport also a lot of other things are there, and it's a very good things. And I tried to present the line of acharyas to the best of my ability. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Doubts, Clark? Yes.
So we have desires, the mind is disturbing, and the forefront of the desires is lust. So brahmachari thinks that I need to get married because, I'm not sad, my mind can't control the lust. But then when you're married, it seems like there's so many rules and regulations, there's no real relief or happiness. So-called what you thought would be happiness would be there, and also the family unit. The family unit is the impetus for economic development to satisfy the lust. So you get caught up in that whole trap. And Arjuna is saying that to control my mind, more difficult to control than the raging wind. With our hands, we're not going to control the raging wind. So what is the ultimate benefit to enter into that family unit and work so hard?
Yes, the question is good. We are marrying to satisfy our senses, but so many rules and regulations, we cannot really enjoy it. And so that, what is the purpose of marriage? Therefore, there is a Prabhupada told like a concession, very, very limited you should be able to have it. And there is a 2 portions, one is Karmaganda portion, another is devotional portion. In a family life, Karmaganda portion talks about all these rules and regulations for family life. And following that, devotee is additionally, he keeps Krishna in the center of the family life. Maybe in the beginning days, as you told, I remember Prabhupada tells, before you try to create a progeny, chant 50 rounds and go for family life. Somebody chant 50 rounds, and how can he enter family? Almost it is reduced, tremendously reduced. After 50 rounds, you should enter the family life, chanting 50 rounds. So that Prabhupada tells practical way, yes, it's a very tough. We are marrying for the purpose of enjoying, but that lust or enjoyment is staying in us for long time, many births. But Prabhupada is telling, okay, it's like a little patience, chant some rounds. Like Ekadashi, 25 rounds, that family life you want 50 rounds. And ultimately you want a good progeny, that's the purpose of family life. All others are tricks of Maya to make you create a progeny. And this is a trick. If you understand little, then we can reduce it. Also, without Krishna consciousness in our family life, we can never reduce this lust. There is no other way. Because as much you are progressing in Krishna consciousness, the lust will come down. There is no mind force or determination or promise, nothing will work out. Only way is progress in Krishna consciousness, engage yourself as much as possible Krishna consciousness and deep things, and that is the only way it helps to reduce the lust. Otherwise lust is very, very powerful and it will override all other, our determination, strength, power and promise, all those things get lost in no time. Therefore, at least most of the experience tells Krishna consciousness is the only way. By chanting you can come. I remember I was in around 40 years back, I was in Bangalore. That time itself it's a very troubled city. Therefore, how to maintain proper balance of all feelings and other things, that was a big challenge. I was going for, that time Rishikesh to Divine Life Society for yoga things, and Kanyakumari for yoga center, yoga retreat, 21 days, not coming out and all. Everything nice when you are there, when you come out you are finished. Your mind is running away, feeling is disturbed. And what is the real thing? Then some devotee told, okay, please try to chant. Some devotee took me, he was in my classmate in Indian Science. He was taking me to the Hare Krishna Hill. That time it was a very small shed. And it was a shed, and I told, what is this? Why are you taking me to a workshop? No, there are some small deities are nice. That is really like a workshop, shed and all those things. That there is a small Krishna Balaram deities are come and other. I thought okay, pray 1 minute, that is our custom. 1 or 2 minutes, we don't stay more than 2 minutes in the temple. We walk out. Then next week, somebody pulled me again. Okay, that's a nice thing. Then I saw people jumping, dancing. What is this? I again walked out. Then third time I went, some lecture was there, little hearing, Bhagavad-Gita lecture, evening and all those. So that the taste really develops, then we could understand that Krishna consciousness is giving the taste. This lust can come down. Then somebody started chanting. One round chanting is a big trouble for me. It takes big challenge for me to chant 1 round. Because I was so much in the other thoughts and all those things. But it gives the benefit. With all condition, with poor quality chanting, I found a lot of troubles went out of my mind. Then I found, something is working. Even with all this mixing, I need not to go to Rishikesh, I need not to go to Kanyakumari. Here, this same place where I am staying, my mind is little balanced. Okay, why not I try more? In a half-sleepy mood, in the windy season, I will be chanting in the bus. 4 or 5 times I sleep in 1 round chanting. Such a way chanted, that's why the taste comes. Then I saw beautiful, blissful devotee's face and how nicely they are doing. How are you doing? Chant 16 rounds, they told. Then chanted 16 rounds. Really it gives a benefit. Mind comes out. Therefore, in short, unless we progress ourselves in Krishna consciousness, engage all our bhajadema sarva bhavena bharata. Krishna is telling sarva bhavena, not ega bhavena, do bhavena. Sarva bhavena. All our mind, thoughts, deeds, words, body, everything engage. Then you can fast to progress out of these things. Now we are not engaging fully. That's why we are not unable to progress very fast. We engage everything, we can come out. Maybe we can feel we are progressing. Previously, I never felt we are progressing. But in the Krishna consciousness, I feel progressing. Still condition, still some troubles are there, but we are progressing. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
So, Prabhu, this is especially with grahasthas who are kids. Now, the parents may try to be Krishna conscious, though they are not 100% Krishna conscious, they are trying. But especially with kids, what I have seen is if you try to force them to become Krishna conscious, there are high chances that they may become fanatics. Because their mind is not there, because they also have to go to the outside world where they go to colleges, schools, because there are other kids from other society also come. Now they start practicing Krishna consciousness there, then you may see that you don't have a big problem because you are left alone. So how do you balance this in real term?
Really, it's a good question. Every family member is facing with the children. But the real solution is, by force you cannot do. Nigraha kim karshyadi. Krishna is telling, by forcing, what is the use? Because every soul has born with nature and they act accordingly. What is the use of repression? Then should we allow them as per their desire? No. Or should we control them? No. Both are extremes. We cannot do it. What should we do? Dovetail a taste to the Krishna consciousness. Every child has some tendency for something. Somebody may have ability to draw nicely, somebody may cook, somebody may these things. Okay, little dovetail. Okay, somebody drawing some things, nature, beauty and all those things. Ask them to draw some nice pictures, Krishna's pictures, Krishna Leela and all those things. That's why all our school competition is for children, is for Krishna conscious pictures and other things. And somebody may sing nicely, ask them to sing nicely about Krishna conscious songs. Somebody cooks nicely, make them to make some one or two things for Krishna conscious. Somebody decorate very nicely, children, grown up, different age, different step. Ask them. This is one of the successful way, engage them. And sometimes they may have some tendency born in them to go particular direction. But your capability to tune them along with the Krishna consciousness is your way of responsibility. And slowly you include Krishna consciousness in their activities, and it will come nicely. Simply you, like a mantra, go on, get up, chant 16 rounds, yes, don't do this, don't do this. Our conscience is do this, not tell don't do this. We always take positive approach. We don't give any negative approach. When you do negative, they tell you are fanatic. When you are talking positive way of approach, they feel like little time it may take, but it may test your patience also. They may train Amanina Manadena to the maximum extent. You will be trained by the children. Forget about that, you train the children. Children will train you. First, how to be, how balanced, how humble, how tolerant, how everything you have to learn with the children. Because you cannot throw the children, you have to live with the children, you have to, but at the same time you have to give them Krishna consciousness. Then you have to be much more patient. This first we learn, then we give them also by our attitude, by our way of feeling, our activities, make them slowly turn. Maybe the children go through different phases, small children, teenage, then grown up, that some stage by stage they grow. But let us be consistent as parents, let us be consistent in Krishna consciousness without provoking them, without giving them tight things, at the same time give them prasadam, give them these things, and their taste you can dovetail the things for Krishna consciousness. Little you got to go along with them, but you don't get lost. Like a Paramatma is always coming with the Jivatma in all the bodies, all the nonsense body the Jivatma takes because of its desire. But Paramatma is coming along with that, every body. Like parents, you also go along with the children, whatever they are taking, but keep them. Paramatma is not contaminated, Jivatma is not contaminated. Therefore, you go along with them, but try to give the Krishna consciousness. It depends on the individual cases, individual study. In the process, we are also progressing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mother.
One time, Srila Charanivas Prabhu said, marriage has too many intricacies. If you want to go back to Godhead, keep it simple.
There are too many intricacies.
One time, Srila Charanivas Prabhu said,
yes,
marriage has too many intricacies.
Yes.
If you want to go back to Godhead, keep it simple.
Keep
it simple. Keep your life simple.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Okay.
These are the words.
Yes, good. Thank you, Mother. Good comment.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the class. I would like to understand how to expand always our Krishna consciousness. Is it in quantity or quality?
Krishna consciousness has both quantity and quality. We cannot measure it. The only simple thing is, we are not even capable of measuring the things. Devotee, simply without any calculation, he gets into devotion. Really, the perfect way of devotional service, like I remember, Bhajademam Sarva Bhavena Bharata. All your mind, words, deeds, and thoughts, and intelligence, and all your body, every activity, if you can dedicate for the Krishna service, directly or indirectly. Sometimes you may be able to do directly, sometimes you may not be do indirectly. Then it is perfect. If you cannot do that, slowly try to do. That is next stage of perfection. Okay, at least something you are trying. That way slowly, with the help of Vaishnavas and Lord, we will be able to progress. Hare Krishna. Last question. Oh,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
I offer my humble obeisances to the other Vaishnavas assembled in Bhagavad Prajna. So my question is like Prabhu. So when a devotee takes thinks very seriously about Krishna consciousness, so it is for sure that in Krishna consciousness we need to face all the types of miseries. There will be so much of problems. But it is a test in our life that whether there will be steady in Krishna consciousness or not. So once in a mind it's like that, why you are doing devotion for continuous, what you are getting benefited. So when this question strikes on their mind, so there is a more chances that they deviate again. So again they feel more miseries. So what is the lagging in between why they have left the Krishna consciousness even though they are serving Krishna?
Now the question is, if I am correct me, the thing is we are doing the devotional service, but a lot of troubles are there. And sometimes in the out of troubles, we feel more, why are we doing such a devotional service and all that. It gives more trouble, increase our troubles and all those things. Therefore, sometimes we are hesitantly doing the Krishna consciousness service, or sometimes we leave the Krishna consciousness. What is the thing? The thing is, unless you are stronger, this all will happen. Krishna consciousness, any miseries or any test comes is to purify you. Prabhupada's word is, any devotee takes any troubles or misery comes to him as a test for him, as a purification process for him. I am worth of much more than these miseries, but out of mercy, Krishna has given me less miseries. Therefore, let me accept it and purify. And unless we have that type of mood, we cannot progress even in the material life, or to talk about spiritual life. Even the material life, you are working in some place, your boss is harassing you like anything. No boss is going to lovingly talk always. Some bosses will harass you. You have to tolerate, or you have to walk out. How many places will walk out? Where will you end up? Similarly, but Krishna consciousness is more merciful. Vaishnavas are more merciful. Okay, even they shout, finally they will accept you. They will never leave you. At least in the Krishna consciousness, devotees will never throw me out. They will try to help me at the maximum. That is the one of the positive way in Krishna consciousness, devotional service. Devotees at the maximum they will try to accommodate. And they will help you. Even somebody talks roughly or something little different Vaishnava, his heart doesn't harm you. In heart he doesn't harm you. He wants a good for you. Therefore, that is such a good facility in devotional services there. Why do you want to take it negative? Because my false ego. I am thinking differently. You get out of this false ego that I am the source of the trouble and he is trying to help me, a Vaishnava. I am not accepting. Then things will easily can move it. Thank you. Last question, somebody was raising here. Last question, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for such a nice lecture and the question and answer. So my question, I have a little bit doubt which I wanted to clear. So this is regarding the parenting. So
Regarding parenting.
Parenting. So I have two kids. So in morning, I try to make them wake up for the Mangala Aarti. So I just given them the commitment that if you regularly wake up in the morning, I will buy a bicycle for you. So until they develop the taste of this Krishna consciousness, is it right to do this?
Now, according to Shastra, anything can be achieved through four ways. Sama, Dana, Veda, Danda. Sama is sweet words. Talk sweetly, you are so nice, you are a good child. Why don't you get up and so sweetly you talk? Somebody will go do that. Then if they don't do Dana, some bargain, I'll give you bicycle. Dana, Veda. See, all other children, they are going to Mangalarti, and see, they are so blissful, we are dull like that, saying that. Veda, Danta, hey, get up. All four use in Krishna conscious way, all are allowed, but do it properly. Otherwise, the child protection will take care of it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hare Krishna.